Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now. So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Subtitle som kere konsol dapper konsol felina. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Hey there, welcome to Wanna Bet. I'm Jason, that's Ben. I actually got enough time there to pretty much get that introductory tweet out before we started the show. Welcome to Wanna Bet. If you're new to the show, we do this 7 days a week. We try to give you the very best plays we have for you to help you make money in gambling markets where, let's face it, it's not that easy to make money. And if somebody's telling you it's easy, they're full of shit. We're looking at lines morning, afternoon, evening, late at night. Sometimes the lines we're looking for never percolate because, well, that's how it goes, but we're putting the work in. We show our work, we're fully transparent, and we have a unique format where we keep score and track every bet we give you guys so we know if we're making you money or not. That includes futures and everything else. Stole the rundown pretty much from PTI. First, second, third down, our three favorite plays of the day. Fourth down could be plays in fourth and short to get you paid quickly in games today where you don't have to sit through the entire match, the entire game. Could be long-term bets or long shot bets, like a 27-1 NFL divisional futures bet that we placed a few weeks ago that's still very much alive. Overtime, it's football and football season. We have football parlays for you every day. We cover all major gambling markets.
Real quick before we get, it's going perfect. It is going. I don't want to risk it. This is the best it's ever looked.
This is the new laptop, folks.
Yes,
the new laptop is in Ben's hands, his trusted hands.
Looks incredible. This is.
Thank you to Charlie, the IT wonderkind, for setting us up with this laptop. So it looks better than ever. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, this is the best I've ever seen. I'm not even joking.
And we're live on Twitter and
we're
YouTube,
live on both at the same time.
And this might even make it better for the Spotifyers and the Apple bottoms?
Yes, hopefully. Because supposedly that audio is bad too. I found out yesterday. So,
you want more good news, by the way, Ben? You want more good news?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's already going. The Hoffenheim-Augsburg game, we've already got a goal. We should have had a couple goals, but we've already got a goal 16 minutes in. So that's good news as well. Yeah, we're on Bundesliga. FC Pauli, though, up early on the mighty Bavarian Giants. Hopefully that wakes the bear. How was so everything was good? We've been very rushed lately. You're good?
Yes, very good.
Everything's good with you? When do you guys get your Christmas tree?
We usually do it like later in the year. And we usually
it's pretty late in the year. It can't be that much later.
Well, now, like we used to go as when we were all together. It was fun. We'd go as a family and get it. But then my sisters moved out. It's just me and my parents. Yeah. So now it's kind of, I think they're going to use a generic one. Because they're.
But it's going to be it's going to be a live one, or you think they're using a.
No, one of the fake ones you throw out.
Ooh.
We used to get a real one. They throw it on the top of the car. We'd all pick it out.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Every year. Yeah. Now it's just me and my parents, and I'm there 50% of the time. So it's like.
Yeah.
My sister still gets a real one, and because that's where we celebrate everything. Like.
Right.
Events, so.
Gotcha. Yeah, we got Rodney yesterday. He's looking good. Only had to reset it twice. First time.
I do like that you named the tree.
Yeah. I'm like.
Uh-oh.
He's good.
Uh-oh. Oh, God.
Uh-oh, we jinxed it.
No, you're back.
You totally jinxed it. You jumped the gun there. But I appreciate your youthful enthusiasm. But your effervescent spirit, but you dubbing this the best stream ever 90 seconds in, only for it to get immediately a 30-second lag. That's
fine.
And you know
what? It still looks good. It still looked good. The lags still look better than the old lags.
Yeah, I only had to reset him in the stand twice. So I had the over-under at 2.5, so we went under. So that was good. Sharky and I made money on that. All right. We got a lot to get to here. Yes, first we got to show you how last night went. Lost the Lakers game on the hook. Look, I grabbed it at 9.5 when it opened. I don't want to start throwing a ton of picks up on Twitter, but this is the second time in 2 days where we got effed on the show. I also lost Duke the other night on the hook, but where that opened, I won. It moved up a point by the time we gave it out on the show. I don't really know how to get around that Beltway, Ben. I don't know. Maybe we create our own something or other.
Yes.
Anyway, the Eagles fumbling on the tush push pretty much effed me. As bad as they looked, I still thought we could get home on the money line up until Hurts fumbled on the tush push. And then it was pretty clear that, like, they weren't mentally or physically focused at all. I'm going to stay away from the Eagles for a while, Beltway, Ben. What about you?
1,000% there with you. If they couldn't win yesterday, and shout out to the Bears, like, they played well, but you're right. The tush push was the difference. And I had Saquon Barkley's rushing, so I'm like, you score a touchdown here, force Caleb Williams to drive down the field from their spot and down, so they're probably throwing the football a little bit more. This game could be different. Saquon could be rushing a lot more down the stretch. Turns out they fumble, don't get any stops at all, because I know they were talking about Zach Bond on the sideline saying, let's just shut the run, take that away. Yeah, well, as soon as they had the safety shoot up to stop that, they get beat over the top with a tight end. So really poor performance from them, their defense. I will not be betting them anymore either, and I'll also be staying away from Saquon Barkley because he's cashed us once or twice, but he's also burned us more than that.
No.
Outside of that, it was very bad night. I was down a bunch. Luka, watching Luka, I couldn't even be that mad at him because he was like right there for so many rebounds. And you know Luka, like he's not hiding, like letting rebounds go. He's trying to grab them.
Yeah.
The one ball's like flying out of bounds and he's like doing everything he can to grab it so he can get the board. But there's just some unlucky there. And he didn't.
Well, it turned out AD did make a difference because Dallas rebounded like they haven't rebounded all year.
100%.
Like, I needed one offensive rebound at the end of the game to still win this at the 10.5. And instead it was 3 more chances for Dallas to finally get the garbage time score that took it from 12 to 10. Like PJ Washington, stupid runner. Of course, it's not going to go. Then they get the rebound, another missed runner, and then they make it on the 3rd attempt.
And then don't foul with like 50 seconds left. Luka just dribbles it out.
Yeah. But that's what killed us on the triple-double is the rebounds, which they weren't getting. Dallas was getting all the second chance shots under the hoop. And frankly, the Lakers were just making a lot of their shots. I'm shocked, though, that Dallas scored like 120 on them. I didn't see that coming.
Absolutely
not. So anyway, wait, Lauren's asking me something here real quick. All right. Well, hey, what are you going to do? Can't win them all, although that was a really kind of shitty way. That was a scheisse way to lose. All right, first down. The play I wanted to make here is not on the board. We'll be tracking it. If it comes up and it comes up around the number that I think it will, I'm thinking they're going to post it 22, 23.5. I think Gardner-Webb is going to get smashed by UNC Wilmington by, 27, 28 points tonight, maybe 30. It's the only game I cannot find on the board anywhere. I don't know. I like UNC Wilmington at home up to, I'd say, 26.5. I'll put something on Twitter, if or when that comes out. In lieu of that, this was our second favorite pick on the board. We're going to take the Elon Phoenix, or as I call them, the Mud Skippers. My wife went to Elon. And back when she went to Elon, they were called the Fighting Christians. You can look it up. That part's true. They were never called the Mud Skippers. They are called the Phoenix, and they used to be called the Fighting Christians. Anyway, we think they're going to do the job today against Mercer. Look, Elon's completely changed their spots from a year ago. I watch a lot of CAA basketball. This was a bogged down team that didn't make enough threes last year, didn't play with a whole lot of tempo. They're running and gunning. Their offensive efficiencies are off the chart. Mercer's a terrible defensive team. Mercer's not as good as an offensive team as Elon is. The game's being played in Elon. Elon's playing with a lot of passion right now. Again, them going up tempo, running the court is bringing out the best in them. I just don't think Mercer can hang with them at the end of the day, scoring-wise. It might be a dead-over game. Again, neither team's playing a lick of defense, but Elon's a more efficient offense. Elon has home court advantage. And I like Elon to win this game. Came real close to getting on our Houston Christian Cougars, but I just didn't love this matchup, and I don't want to beat that one to death. High Point is another game we looked at really closely. I just couldn't quite get there at the end of the day on the over or High Point laying the 18.5. But if that comes down, if we see movement there, we will alert you on Twitter. But for now, our favorite college play of the day on current lines, Elon, money line, minus 120.
Yeah, for here, I'm going to go with college football rivalry week play. We are going with Kansas State. The Wildcats. We're taking the Wildcats over 33.5, their team total. And you played a minus 118. Colorado's defense has allowed their opponents over this number in 3 of their last 4 games. Now, Kansas State has been all over the place scoring the ball. And I've talked about that a lot. Like, it's been a weird year when you have your running back go down on the first play of the game or the offense because they force a punt. And then they say the injury wasn't there. It wasn't the aggression on the sideline, whatever it was. He's been banged up all season. And even when he was playing, he wasn't 100%. I do really think that this offense has figured it out as the year's gone on. Joe Jackson, he's been tough. Last week, we saw what he did against Utah. Gave them a big-time jolt in that matchup. Now, Avery Johnson has been serviceable as a passer. He's not great, but he's been fine. And he also adds his legs. Those are an element. And Colorado sucks against the run. They suck against the pass, and they just haven't played good enough football. We also always have the risk of them throwing picks because Kansas State can force some turnovers. Colorado has had a bunch of interceptions thrown this year. They just have not looked good. And I don't know how this will be a low-scoring game. Kansas State knows you always have the hype with Prime and that Colorado team, but their defense just is not good enough. If Colorado has any chance of winning this game, it's with them scoring 30-plus points. I think Kansas State scores 5-plus touchdowns today, and they have no issue scoring over 33.5 at minus 118.
Love it. I'm just making sure I'm promoting everything on the Twitter. I haven't had to do that in a while, Beltway Ben. It's good. It's good to be. Well, I haven't had to do it in real time in a while. New laptop. Maybe he'll get a name at some point if he's worthy of it. Second down, we're going to the NBA. Our Toronto Raptors. We were very bullish on them at the start of the season. One of the few NBA futures we bet. My fear there now, Beltway Ben, is they're actually going to win the division. It won't be Knicks 1, Toronto 2. It'll be Toronto 1, Knicks 2, which wouldn't be great for us. They're playing the Hornets. The Hornets played a game yesterday. Toronto did not. So there's already that. Toronto's won 13 of their last 14 games, Beltway Ben. Now, one of those games in that span, they beat the Hornets by only 2 points. However, in this 13-1 win streak, they've won 11 times by 9 points or more. 9. Kind of important number in this one. Toronto has covered 5 of their last 8. They've won 6 of their last 7 on the road. All 6 of those road wins, Beltway Ben, by 9 points or more. They've covered 3 straight on the road. They're pounding teams inside. They're hitting their threes. They've become an offensive juggernaut. They're just a really sound basketball team. The Hornets this year, Beltway Ben, are 4-0 against the spread in back-to-backs. Last year, they were 2-13 against the spread in those situations. I think they're due for a little regression in that regard. They're not a good defensive team. You can beat them up a little bit on the boards. I just think this is a good spot for a rested Raptors team who's playing great basketball to win again by double digits. We are going to take the Raptors, laying the 8.5, minus 108. If you're Spotifying it or Apple bottoming it up.
We're going to play NBA spot here. Back-to-back. I wanted to avoid back-to-backs today, but here I am finding myself putting money on James Harden. Over 8.5 assists against the Mavericks, who we saw play the Lakers pretty tough last night. I can't lie. That was not what I expected. I was with you, and they still should have covered for you. So that's kind of unbelievable. But Harden did play 40-plus minutes last night, but at the same time, he cleared this number. He's also cleared it in 2 straight. And he's been right around 8 for the majority of the season. Now, Kawhi Leonard said he's going to play tonight. I know it's the second night of a back-to-back. He's confident that he'll play. And that doesn't hurt me with assists. I know Kawhi handles the ball a little bit, but Harden will find Kawhi, and Kawhi's quick to shoot the basketball, so I'm fine feeling there. Now, Dallas's defense looked pretty solid with AD. He's not playing. And last night, it wasn't great, but it just changes things for Zubats, the screen and roll. They jump guards. We saw it with Luka last night. Luka, if guys could knock down shots, would have had 15-plus assists. I mean, he was throwing guys open. They were jumping him, doing everything they will. And why wouldn't they do that against James Harden, who's averaging 10 3-point attempts per game over his last 6. I just think this is going to be a spot where Dallas makes it a point of emphasis to attack James Harden off the screen, make him get the ball out of his hands, and force somebody else to beat them. Because last night, quite honestly, it almost worked in their favor. I mean, for a while, they were right in that game. That was the way to play it. And Luka, even though he scores 35 points, he could have scored 50. I know I gave it out a half a unit. If they don't play that the way they did, Luka would have fried them. I mean, he's going to the bucket, getting buckets. He was shooting the 3 well, even with the double team. I think James Harden, as aggressive as he is looking to score, I think we see a lot of passes from him tonight. I like him over 8.5 assists at -110.
Excellent. Third down for me. We're going to a kickoff in the Premiership tomorrow. This game's going to kick off at 9 a.m. I cannot go live with Beltway Ben until 11 a.m. because I'll be on the BetMGM network, BetMGM Game Day Show from 8 till 11, as I am every Sunday morning. So let's get on this now, Beltway Ben. We have been pounding Wolves, Wolverhampton. They are scheisse. Aston Villa's been in really good form lately, and when you get Wolves on the road, you've got to attack them. We are going to play Aston Villa half full, means they've got to be up at the half and win the match, and the Villains to score at least twice for +162. Villains have been great at home. 4-1-1 at home, 10 goals scored, just 5 conceded. They are a top 6 Premiership side at home. How about when the Wolves go on road? 1 draw, 5 defeats in 6 matches. 1 goal produced, Beltway Ben. 10 allowed. -10 goal differential. Second worst on the road in the Premiership. Villa scored 2+ goals in 6 straight matches. 2+ goals at home in 3 in a row. 5 of their last 6 in all competitions. Sorry about that. They've scored 2+ times, 4 in a row in all competitions. 5 of their last 6 at home, and 3 straight. Wolves have allowed 2 or more in 6 straight games, 3 straight on the road. Like, they lost 3-0 at Craven Cottage to Fulham. 2-0 to Sunderland. Okay, Sunderland were playing pretty well then. And Chelsea spanked them 3-0. I mean, that's to be expected. But even against lesser sides, Wolverhampton are bleeding out goals right now. It's almost, we're only a third of the way through the season. It's almost assured that Wolves are going down. And I like the attacking spirit that the Villains are playing with right now. This might get really lopsided. Might be 3-0, 4-0, something like that. But given the issues Wolves have in the back, given that this game's being played in Birmingham, given the form that Villa's in, I just think this is a spot for them to continue attacking and building up their goal differential. So, and again, Wolves have been a terrible first half team. They've been conceding first regularly, so I'm not worried about as much about the 45 minutes, scoring in the first 45 minutes for the Villains. So Aston Villa half full, Villains to score at least twice, +162.
We're going to the biggest game of the day for some people, Ohio State versus Michigan. We're going to take Ohio State -9.5, and we'll also play the Michigan team total under 16.5 at -105. Ohio State -9.5 is -118. Michigan is only under this points twice this season, and the yards. But both of those matchups were against fine defense. Now, USC is not a great defense. They were able to limit Michigan, and that's fine. But you look at the other matchup. Michigan has just not been good against some of those better defenses, and they haven't got a lot of matchups with them because, quite honestly, it's been a down year in the conference. I've talked about it time and time again on the show. And I don't know how they keep this one tight. I know the future, the history, this is where Ryan Day has to be. If you want to beat Michigan or you want to win a national championship, you have to beat Michigan. He did it last year. Wins a national championship, doesn't beat Michigan. What are people talking about after the season? You still didn't beat Michigan. That's
2,000 days, by the way, Ben.
Yeah.
It's now 2,000 some odd days since they beat Michigan.
The funny thing there is they had the forfeit, I guess. Well, Michigan pulled out in 2020 for COVID. So Ohio State fans try to say that was the year, which they didn't play. So it has been a while since they beat Michigan, as you said. Now, that being said, Ryan Day beat him his first year. Ever since, he's lost 4. This is the season they're going to dominate him. I'm just very confident in that one right there. They're only under the points and the total twice. One of those was against Oklahoma, whose defense is on par with Ohio State. Ohio State has not been able to get consistent pressure against Michigan in some of these losses. They've struggled getting to the quarterback. Underwood is young. He'll take sacks. And in 3 of those 4 losses for Ryan Day, he was facing a national championship offense. I mean, Michigan went to the top 4 the first year or the second year, and then the final year they won it. So those were pretty good teams, and they were scoring 40-plus points in those years. That offense isn't there anymore. Moore has taken over, and the team hasn't been as good. Let's look at what Ohio State's doing. They're allowing 132.1 passing yards per game. That is the best in college football. They're also allowing 78.6 rushing yards per game, third best, 2.6 yards per carry. Michigan is not going to have success running the football. They're not going to have success throwing the ball.
Yeah.
The only way I can see this going away from Ohio State is them turning the football over and making mistakes, which we have not seen say and do all season. Points scored against Ohio State this year. Rutgers, 9. UCLA, 10. Purdue, 10. Penn State, 14.
Woo.
Wisconsin, 0. Illinois, 16. Minnesota, 3. Washington, 6. Ohio, 9. Grambling, 0. Texas, 7. Not a single team has cleared this number against Ohio State. All of a sudden, we're going to say Michigan's going to do it. A team that really is driven by their defense, and we know with Wink and how those things are. Like, Ryan Day has seemed to fall on his face in some of these moments. He's got to come here. Like, this has got to be the time where he comes, gets the guys ready to play, and just is fired up from the jump. Like, that's where he has to be here. We look at the last 4 years. I said he's lost 4 straight. 42 points, 45, 30. Michigan scored all those points, but that was also when their offense was good and respectable. Last year, they scored 13. It was Ryan Day falling on his face, calling plays, and on the offensive side. I just don't see that happening here with how good this Ohio State offense has been. Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith are supposed to be back. It'll be interesting to see if they're officially back. I don't see them not playing in this matchup. They sat out enough because they know how important this game is to Ohio State. I said it earlier, like, we saw them win a national championship in dominant form last year. They were great all season long. The Texas game was somewhat close, but they still win that one by 2 scores. All people are talking about leading up to this year is they still couldn't beat Michigan. Ryan Day has to know what's at stake here. I think he's going to have the guys ready to go. They have the best defense in the country. They have the best team in the country. I don't see them losing or coming anywhere close to it. I think Ohio State wins by 10 or more points, and I think they hold Michigan under 16.5 at -105.
Excellent. I've got a couple 4th down plays. They're both 4th and short, trying to get you paid before these games are complete. Let's go to Iowa State and Oklahoma State. We know Oklahoma State season is bottomed out, right? Lost to Tulsa, fired Gundy, can't get out of their own way. They're also a terrible first half team at home. They've been worse in the first half at home than road. Look, I do have this at -7.5 plus 106, but we're going to, lots been working against us lately. So we're going to take the -6.5. We're going to take that first half 7.5 line down to 6.5, lay the -140 with it. Beck's been in good form for Iowa State. Iowa State's been pretty good on the road. Iowa State have been fast starters. Do I like the 13.5 for the game? I do. But I'm looking at an OSU team that at home has had score lines like 28-10. These are against them. 24-10, 28-20, 16-3. That was the Tulsa game. That was the end for Van Gundy. I'm looking at an Iowa State team that tend to tail off in the second half, but like hung 24 on BYU in the first half. Last week, they're up, 17-0 on Kansas at the half. Even Colorado, they lose that game, but they're up at the half. The Cowboys are done. Cowboys with an interim coach. Cowboys without a real home field advantage. Matt Campbell's been pretty good covering for you in college football for a long time. And I think he's just the better team right now. So I'm going to take it in the first half. Again, if you like the 13.5 for the game, so do I. And then another footy play. We've been attacking West Ham matches in the first half a couple different ways. We were fading the Hammers for a while in the first half because all the numbers and all the eye tests told you to. Now they're scoring in the first half, but we know they still concede a lot too. A truly desperate Liverpool team coming off another humiliating result, 4-1 at Anfield to PSV midweek. There's attacking talent there. They don't really connect. Maybe Isaacson was a little better midweek. Maybe I could talk myself into that. But I do think the Hammers, again, a team that concede a lot in the first half. Liverpool have to go for goals here. They're all effed up in the back. Like, Slot, you have to attack early and find a way to get Ekitike and Isak on the pitch at the same time and a little bit interconnected. Like maybe occasionally one of them passes to the other. Like if it's ever going to happen, it's probably got to happen here. Maybe going on the road is better for Liverpool because the Anfield stuff had been a disaster. We're going to play this over 1.5 goals in the first half plus 125. I've also played both teams to score in the first half at plus 275, a little riskier bet. So for these purposes, let's focus in on over 1.5 in the first half. Why do I like it? Well, Liverpool in their first halves on the road have conceded 6 times. So that's a problem. It's one of the worst records in the league. We're looking at a West Ham team. Goals in the first half, West Ham games in the Premiership. 2, 2, 3, 2. Okay, that's 4 straight where we've got this. Liverpool in all competitions. First half goals. 2, 1, 2, 0, 2, 3, 4. So 5 of the last 7. This is hit. Liverpool in the Premiership, last 8 games, they've allowed a goal in 7 first halves of their last 8 games. Liverpool's 3-2-1 at the half at home. So 3 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. I just think we've seen a trend here where West Ham concede in the first 30 minutes. Lately, they've been scoring early. And again, desperate spot for Liverpool. I don't see how they don't come out and attack and try to get West Ham on the back foot because they don't have a right back. The center back pairing looks completely effed. Liverpool's in all kinds of trouble, and they need a fast start here. And I have to think they come out of that locker room looking for goals. So let's get 2 in the first half. I don't care how they come. Maybe it's 2 from West Ham. Maybe it's 2 from the Liverpoolians, Liverpoolians, whatever you want to call them. But that's where we're playing it that way, Ben.
Yeah, I'm going to play. We're going to go back to the Michigan game, Michigan-Ohio State. And I'm going to play Michigan not to score a touchdown at plus 650. So it's technically 4th and long for me. And it'll put up choppy. So it's just a half unit play. I talked about it before. Like, this has got to be the spot where Ryan Day thinks domination. I mean, the defense also knows what's at stake here. Like, last year, they only scored 13 points against them but didn't win. Like, they're going to be prideful. Late in games, Ohio State's held teams scoreless this year in a few games, and they've also held them scoreless until the final 3 minutes of the game where they ended up letting up a touchdown with some of their backups and things like that. I don't care what the score is here. Ryan Day wants to hold this team scoreless. He wants to run the score up on them and beat them very badly. I think that's what we're going to see here. Michigan, their offense just doesn't scare me. They scored a bunch of points last week. They were playing Maryland, whose defense we've talked about on this show time and time again. This is going to be a step up in competition versus anything they've seen except for Oklahoma earlier in the year. Now, I get the Oklahoma game. It was Underwood's first few weeks in college football, and he's matured. I get all that. Totally get it. This is the best defense in the country they're facing. And you mean to tell me that, like, 650? I know, Ohio State hasn't done it much. It's a crazy ask, but quite honestly, given what's at stake, I just feel really good about this game. Last year, I thought they'd win. I thought they'd cover, but I didn't play it. It was 17.5. Because of the struggles that Ryan Day's had, they move it to 9.5. We're getting good value on a lot of different things. I know that the trend has been going that way, and Michigan just seems to own Ohio State. They want to say, I think it all ends today, and I think it's going to be an ugly one. So we'll put a half a unit on Michigan to not score a touchdown at plus 650.
Excellent. All right, overtime. I've got a couple of plays, both in the NFL. We were on the Texans money line yesterday, tied to the Eagles money line. Barron tied it finally. Man, Guerrero hit the freaking woodwork, and I'm like, give me a break. All right. So we were on Texans money line. Yeah, we still like it. And we're going to tie it to the under. Oh, did you have another 4th down play?
Oh, no? Shoot. No, I put that. My bad. No, that's supposed to be yours.
Oh, all good. So we're going to take the Texans to beat the Colts. And we're going to move that. We're going to move that total up to 48.5 and go under. Why do I like the Texans? Well, Daniel Jones is playing like with a cracked shoulder. He is not, and their offense is not as hot as it was early in the year. The points per drive, the fewest punts, all that stuff was going to regress, and it has. Teams will sell out to take away Jonathan Taylor, and they have. It's a good defense. I don't think it's a great defense. Houston's had their number. Houston's lost just one time in their last 5 games against Indianapolis. Houston has arguably the best defense in the NFL. And I think Houston can win this game in a low-scoring game. I also think Houston could find some joy and win it a little bit higher scoring if need be. These two teams have gone under 7 of their last 10 meetings. Houston games on the road are averaging 38.64 points. Houston's allowing just 16 points per game. And Houston's also been great going on the road in the division. They're 10-5 their last 15 divisional road games against. 10 of their last 15 have gone under. And they're 14-5-1 in their last 20 divisional road games. I know I'm asking for them to win here and not just cover. And it's not really because Stroud's coming back. I just need Stroud to be Davis Mills. Don't try to do too much. Don't get cute. And take care of the football. Take Jonathan Taylor away, and let's see if Daniel Jones can push it downfield against a defense that's number 1 in the NFL in opposer passing rating allowed this year and number 1 since the start of last year. Do I think Daniel Jones throws a pick here? I do, but I've also picked that the last couple weeks, and it hasn't happened, so I'm staying off that. And then we are going to get on the Achane train, Beltway Ben. We are going to take Achane to score a touchdown and catch at least 5 balls in the process. I really like him here scrimmage. I really like him here a bunch of different ways. But I'm going to drill down on receptions. The Saints are really good against the run, but the Saints are not good when you throw to running backs. 106.2 opposer passer rating. That's problematic. 85% completion percentage. That's problematic. And look, the family tree, right? I look at the family tree. The great Bobby DePaul taught me this. So McDaniel, where did he come from? He came from Shanahan. What did Shanahan do when he faced the Saints a few weeks back? They threw 9 times to the running backs, 8 receptions for 56 yards. What about Zach Robinson from that family tree? They only threw it 3 times to Bijan. He caught all 3 for 42 yards. There's also a game against the Giants in there where 7 catches on 9 targets for 49 yards by the Giants running backs. Achane has 5+ receptions in 4 straight games. Do I think he goes over the scrimmage? Maybe. Boy, they got it way up around 120. I'm just going to play the receptions. Tua wants to get rid of the ball quickly. Tua's been throwing to him quite a bit. His yards after the catch are, he's pretty special in that regard. And yeah, I think he gets in the end zone here as well. He's done it a ton since he got to Miami. The Saints have only allowed 9 rushing touchdowns. That's not a huge number. But I also think, excuse me, he could catch a screen pass and take it to the house. So that's where we are. Achane 5 receptions and an anytime touchdown plus 175. Beltway Ben.
So we're going to do 2 different things here. We will play a parlay for college football, like I always talk about on here. I'm going to give out one of those. And then I will also give out another play just in the NBA that I've come across in recent time. We'll start here. Ohio State, Oklahoma, Alabama on the money line plus 123. This is a public feeling play. A couple of favorites throwing them together for plus money. I get all that. Alabama and Auburn, I'm shocked that the spread is where it is. Everybody keeps saying they're going to lose and miss the playoffs. I don't see that happening. Auburn has not been able to win big games. They've struggled in a lot of moments. And you could tell me, well, luck hasn't been on their side. They're due for one of those. I'm not buying it. I think Alabama has the best quarterback in the country, in my opinion, and Simpson. They're going to handle business today. I'm not worried about them at all. Ohio State, I've talked about them throughout the show. I think it's an ugly showing. And then LSU, Oklahoma. LSU is more worried about what Lane Kiffin's decision is. It's going to be coming anytime in the next 2 hours. By the way, what a clown he is. I don't like that guy. Can't turn a hoe into a housewife. I can't wait for him to leave. And then that quote really turns true because he'll be at LSU 4 or 5 years. And he's
got to prey on it, Beltway Ben.
Yeah.
He's got to prey on it.
Right.
It's not Jimmy Sexton exerting the maximum money from one of these other schools. It's his prayer that's going to lead us to the final answer in Lane Kiffin's career saga.
No.
Whatever.
Lane Kiffin's a coward. I'm fine saying that. I'm not a fan of Lane Kiffin's. I think he's a bad person, but that's just where I stand. But I don't think LSU is winning today. As I said, they're more focused on the Kiffin sweepstakes. We know it's down to LSU and Ole Miss, wherever he goes. LSU's team, their offense struggles, and you're facing an Oklahoma defense that's top 5 in the country in all metrics. Oklahoma should win that game. Ohio State, again, should dominate Michigan. And Alabama on the money line. This is the one that gets us into the plus money territory because we're only about minus 210 on the money line. This might be a public play. I just don't really care. I trust Alabama enough to get a win today. So those three parlay together get you plus 123. And then the other play, Benedict Mathurin over 30.5, minus 106. As we were sitting here, I was just looking through the NBA games and I was trying to figure out. Last night, there was a play that I really liked and wasn't able to put it in. And I was like, oh, Mathurin, because against the Wizards, he struggled early. He wasn't able to do much. And he ended up getting to 20 points late, but it wasn't like easy. And he only had 10 at halftime. He wasn't really shooting as aggressively as he usually does. Now, you're playing a Bulls team tonight. The reason we're taking points and rebounds, they're allowing more rebounds than the majority of the teams in the NBA, and they're also allowing a ton of points. They get off to a red-hot start, and everybody around was talking about them. Since they've really been struggling, they dropped from like the 2 seed in the East to 10. They're struggling. I think Benedict Mathurin is going to be in a really good spot. So I know it's not a graphic on the screen here, but Benedict Mathurin over 30.5 points and rebounds at minus 106.
Excellent. We're at halftime in this Bayern match. We're going to make a live bet play here, Beltway Ben. So it's 1-1 at the half. Bayern have controlled the possession as we thought, and they've dominated the match. They did give up another early goal, which has all of a sudden become a trend with them. But this is a St. Pauli team that's overmatched here, and Bayern have a lot of attacking prowess on the bench. They started, I don't know, I'd call it maybe a B lineup at best. So people like Olise can come in and change this match. Goetze. Let's lay the goal. So we're just going back kind of where we already are, but for much better value. Now, I don't know. Maybe this counts as tripling down on a bet, Beltway Ben, because we've got them at minus 1.5 as part of the parlay with the Hoffenheim match. We've got them minus 2 at minus 140 that we played earlier. I like laying a goal with Munich here, plus 145. So if they only end up winning by a goal, we push. If they do what we thought they were going to do all along, which is score 3 or 4 and win this match 3-1 or 4-1 or 3-0 or 4-0, obviously the nils are out, then we're cashing on all these, assuming we get a goal out of Augsburg in the second half. We already got 3 out of Hoffenheim. What do you think about that? Is that red card worthy? I have gotten, like, Bayern have not been as great for us lately. Like, is it the greatest first half they've played all season? Not by a long shot. But Guerrero did hit the crossbar. They're dominating possession. Kane, I don't think they're taking Kane off the pitch until he scores a goal at this point. And they've been really good in the second half in these situations. When they've had lesser teams hang around with them, that's when we've seen them hang 6 spots on people. So now St. Pauli's a little better defensively than some of the teams they've eviscerated. But unless you have an objection.
Okay. I would do yellow. Because, I mean, you were angry the last time. You didn't give out what you wanted, remember? And
money line's minus 400. I mean, money line's minus 400. Yeah. The Asian handicap right now, minus 1 at the half, is 1.45.
So you need them to win by 2 or more.
Yeah. If they win by 1, I push.
Because I thought the one soccer thing, it's like minus 1.
In a same game parlay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, minus 1, I push. Now, if I want to play this minus 1.25 or minus 1.5, then you start getting different returns, but you're obviously taking the push off the table.
Right.
So, come on, Bayern. I think they're good for a couple goals in the second half. I don't think
Ohio State
concede again.
Them in Ohio State.
So that's the show. We thank you guys as always for tuning in. How would you grade the new laptop that way, Ben? What would you say?
It's early, but 100% right now. I mean, it was clear video. I don't like giving out too good of scores. No, this is pretty. And the way Charlie was talking about this thing, that station hasn't seen one of these. I mean, it was crazy.
Creme de la creme.
Oh, it was crazy. Yeah. he was like shocked.
Was he almost
that
afraid to touch it? He was like
He
afraid
always,
to hold it.
He's like, look at me in the eye. He's like, you got a good one here. I'm just sitting there looking like, does it work for stream? I don't care about anything else.
I mean, we're going to put it to use. It's not like we're not working.
Right.
It's not like the thing's sitting on the shelf.
Right.
It's going to get used 350 days a year.
Probably too much, yeah.
Yeah. I hope they've got a replacement ready. All right, so tomorrow we'll be back at 11 with an NFL heavy show. Beltway Ben, let everybody know how we've done. I've got to do better. You're doing great. This is every bet we've made since May 21st of still this year, but not this year for long. So, yeah, I mean, you know, we've each almost made 1,000 bets. That's a lot of volume, guys, across a lot of markets, doing this every day trying to find at least 5 plays we're willing to put our name to. Unlike people who throw shit out at the beginning and end of every show and throw shit out on every interview segment they do while they have people on to talk about these games with zero accountability. None. So that's it. It's a labor of love. We thank you guys for tuning in. We hope we all eat some lobsters tonight. We'll be back at 11 tomorrow. New laptop going good. Come on, Byron. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. You want to bet? We want to bet. Thank you for betting with us.